Well, here we are again. It's been about a year since Stupid Beanie Posts 2, and so figured it was time to put out another one of these. I've also been getting a decent number of comments recently asking when this would happen. And I have been wanting to make it for a while, I just haven't had as much time lately. I thought I was actually overdue for this, but apparently not. So, we should all know the deal by now. I have assembled many stupid beanie posts, generally stuff from Facebook. There's some from Reddit in here also. And this time I've got 70. One of them's a video, so I guess 69 plus that one. And the majority of these are just very misguided or uninformed or just, generally dumb comments. As I kind of said in the previous ones, this isn't necessarily to shame people for not knowing stuff about the hobby, but it does definitely showcase, in many of these cases, either a massive lack of common sense or just inability to do basic research, just, believing all the stupid crap that's out there that is obviously fake. And, it's going to be more of the same. I've assembled these over the year. It's been quite a while since I've seen most of these. Now, I had a bad habit of just kind of saving these without actually censoring out the names. And so I didn't want to have to go through and do that and then, spoil the post for myself right before recording this. So I had Autumn do it for me. And because of that, these are all now just kind of saved in alphabetical order. I still want to open them in the order that I found them, though, just in case there's any that kind of play off of older ones. So I've got the list for that open off to the side, and I guess let's just kind of get started here. Our first one is going to be Legs 2. So Legs and Hope 2 got leaked. Love Legs a lot. I've actually been hoping to find this one at the gas station. There's a Fuel City near me. I don't know if that's a chain or if that's just an individual one-off gas station, but they have a beanie stand, and I've gotten some of the other, I don't know what you call these, just the anniversary ones. I've gotten Patty and Valentino from here. I wanted Legs. Have never found it. I have the same misprint frog. First gen. Is it worth a lot? And then the the same person posts, does anyone know which first generation are being looked for? I have the entire first generation, mid-condition, well-stored. The entire first generation. Please, I am advocate for and elderly family member who started collection since day one. Tags, barcodes, ect, all there. I also have eBay's so-called... I read this as, I also have eBay's. eBay's so-called famous Princess Diana purple first gen. Outrageously estimated 500k. Unrealistic. She knows what she has. Please DM me if you're serious enough. So, yeah. Princess not first gen. There's no way they actually have what they think they have. I'm also wondering in what way, I have the same misprint frog. This thing, just released. According to the post, it isn't even released yet. This leaked. And we can't even see the tag, but oh man. Oh, mine has the same misprints as this one. Get out of here with that shit. Let's see. We have High. Okay, I don't know what the context of this one is, but let's see. The only one I have ever known to be on the high end was the employee one because they truly were limited. They list the most valuable when you Google. Sounds great. Find me a buyer because I have multiples too. Praising makes more than they're worth in most cases. Someone please make a fool of me. I will cut you in. I have a hoard. Good news. People still have that value mentality. People fail to maintain collections. Stuff in boxes. UV trashes them. Dust. Pets. Preserve well. Wait till the daughters of the original mothers hit their age where it's nostalgia. The emotional memory of mom riding around. You will make out well and warm a heart of someone that lost a parent. I think they just kind of lost focus partway through this. I don't know what they were trying to say. I don't know what any of this message was, but it didn't end where it started, at least. Also, sorry, I'm just resizing. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, now this one, this is a set of 3 here. This isn't so much a stupid post as it is just showing something interesting. So, yeah. Are these worth anything? And here's some close-up images. I'm gonna... Let me... Yeah, I'll start by looking at these. These are all fake. I'm pretty sure every single one of these is fake. So, it's... You kind of need a trained eye for some of these, but I'm just going to kind of point out the stuff that stands out to me, at least. Caw's beak is not shaped correctly. This tan inky is too dark. Peking and Chili, I can tell that there's something wrong with them, but I couldn't tell you exactly what. I think it's the shape of the snout. The eyes on this one look weird. Trap kind of looks okay from this angle. Usually it's something to do with like the way that the face looks. Bumble is definitely not supposed to have eyes like this. They don't have like the gold ring around them. This is supposed to be a solid black zip, and it looks like the whiskers and the ears are white, and they're supposed to be pink. The digger I can't really see anything specifically wrong with. It still looks a little off to me, but yeah. And then we've got a bunch of the teddies here. Now, I can't tell you what's up with this New Face brown that's got the Canadian thing in its ear. This one might actually be legit. And someone just kind of put this pin in its ear for some reason. It also looks like the seam popped that was keeping its face tucked in, so it kind of bulged out a little. But the rest of these, there's some serious issues. So we've got what is supposed to be all 6 of the old face teddies here. But, so the brown one doesn't look horrible. It's, like, passable, I guess. If we saw the back of the head, it would probably be bad. The counterfeit old face teddies are notorious for having the wrong type of seam. They're supposed to have, like, a V shape, and most of the fake ones just have a straight line down the middle. This one's supposed to be cranberry. This is way too bright. This is also a cranberry up here, which is also fake. I would say even this one is too bright. The jade kind of looks okay. This violet is hilariously pale compared to the real one. This magenta is not even close to the right color. This is way too purpley. It's supposed to be more towards the red end of the spectrum. And this teal is way too blue. They've also got a wingless quackers, which I can tell is fake because the beak is too short. The eyes are bulging out weird. These dinosaurs are kind of hilarious. So they've got the teeny beanies next to them, and the Bronte is at least the right color. I think the head is the wrong shape. The angle isn't supposed to be quite as straight here. It's supposed to be more of a curve. But I don't know what's going on with these two. These are just not even close to the right colors. Rex is supposed to be mostly red. Steg's supposed to be mostly brown. So, yeah, it's just... I found this one interesting. Just, this person had quite the collection of fakes. It's rare to see this many in one place. Alright, we've got retired errors. There's a lot of them with errors in the name. What do we got here? Some are NM tags, retired errors. Some have tags, retired, damage, errors, retired vintage collectibles. Ask and we'll figure it out. Don't know if I need to say anything more about this one. Just, this is word vomit. It's reminding me of no dog poop area, pet clean, pet cat, new sign. I think I've made a reference to that in one of these other videos. Alright. What is tested? Okay, so I'm not sure what the context of this one, but let's see. I have one that has PVC pellets that is mislabeled PE pellets. Weighted and tested. I honestly think they should be worth more as they just changed the tags on old stock. Okay, I think I'm remembering what this was. This was... Yeah, I found this post somewhere, and I read this, and I'm just like, okay, so this person has a beanie, I don't know which one, that the tag says it has PE pellets, but they weighed and tested it and determined that they're actually PVC. As if that is a thing that you can determine by weight. I'm just, I'm having to imagine here that with it, between the previous video and this one, I've started classes on machining and like precision measurements. I'm imagining now that you've got two of the same beanie here, and they are made to such tight specifications. Someone's counting the individual pellets to put in these things that each one. They've got to be within like a couple milligrams of each other, right? There's no way there's any variance there. And I weighed this one, and this one is definitely the other type of plastic. I'm like, what? So, yeah. So I shared this with Karen Boker, and it's just like, what? I do love this idea, though, of like, I think that they labeled this one wrong. Tear it open, bring the plastic pellets to somebody, hey, test what type of plastic this is. Just idiocy. All right. Now, the next one's going to be a video. I'm going to just play this. And I'll explain why I have this saved afterward. It's just me going through some photos. This was a post that was pending. I don't think it got accepted. Maybe it did, I don't remember. Let me just let it finish up. Okay, so, why am I showing this video? Well, let's take a look at this. Tons of babies looking to get rid of, also looking to possibly trade if someone still has a sloth. Still one more bin to photograph and post, $100. Now, I don't know if this 100 is a placeholder, but here's what I'm seeing. Looking to get rid of these, or possibly trade. This photo has so much rare stuff in it, and I don't believe for a second that they know what it is. Because, in this photo, we've got a bunch of rare stuff. Here's, so... Tan Inky and Orange Digger don't have tags, but these are older beanies. Those are rare. We've also got Gen 3 Bubbles and Goldie. Here's just, some of the same stuff. We've added some other sea creatures to the back. All later gen stuff. Here's a bunch of teeny beanies. Here's Doodle. We got to show this one individually. So if you don't know the deal with Doodle, this one was... released with this name originally, and then they changed it to Strut just a few months later because of a copyright issue. And so, because Doodle had a short run, it was kind of worth something for a while, like back in the 90s. Now it's really not. Enough people have it, it's barely worth any more than Strut. Here's some more teeny beanies. Here's some stuff. We got the dinosaurs. Got a Gen 3 Garcia. Let's just throw an Iggy in there. More teenies. Here's just some dogs and also a lizard for some reason. Bunch of birds. More teenies. More teenies. Close-up of a specific teeny. Oh, because it's got this little, Ronald McDonald thing in it. Oh. So yeah, this person has absolutely no idea what they have. In this photo alone... I've pointed out some of the ones over here. We've got the dinosaurs in the back. These, I got my set of 3 dinos, the 3 of them together for $100, and that was an amazing deal. They usually sell for over 100 each. I got really lucky finding those. We've got a Caw, got a Gen 3 Garcia. Here's a Humphrey. Humphrey's really rare. Here is a Gen 1 Trap. Trap is already a really rare beanie. With a Gen 3 tag, it's worth a few hundred. This is a Gen 1. That is absurdly rare. We're talking like high hundreds here. And then we've got, Bumble, we've got the felt antenna inch, got a slither in there. Basically, this image alone is, if I had to make an estimate, we're looking at like, at least $3,000, probably more than that. And so, it's insane to me that this is all posted here, and then it's just like, oh, but look, I've got these too. Look at all this. Oh, I've got this one. This is probably a rare one. Here's some more of these. Here's just some of this stuff. Some more of these. And they have, where was it? They have the Beanie Mania book in the background, which is kind of hilarious to me. This one was written by, one of the group admins, Becky Estensoro, back in the 90s. And it goes over all of the beanies that were released at the time. I believe this was from early 1997. And so it points out like all the ones that are rare, such as half of the stuff in this image. So here's the thing with this post is like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if this one even if we allowed this one to be posted to the group, because this person is going to get scammed big time. And it's kind of it's like a hard thing to have to decide of like, do we let nature take its course and just, somebody posts this without their information, like, not having all their info, and then another person sees it who does know their info and kind of swoops in and, they made a really good deal there. But I always feel really bad about that type of stuff, because the point of the group is, education, along with just buying and selling. And I feel like it would be really scummy to let this person get away with selling all these for cheap, not knowing that they were sitting on thousands of dollars here. So, hopefully, we contacted them and told them that. I don't remember, because this was like a year ago. But I just wanted to show that one, because it's interesting to see just kind of how this stuff happens. This isn't even a case of like somebody falling for clickbait or anything like that. It's probably just they inherited this, they had no idea, they didn't look into any information. It's just like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff. If anyone wants to buy it, here we go. Damn. So, what do we got next? Jake the Drake with errors in mint condition with tags. This is this is pretty straightforward, honestly. It looks like they just they posted this image of some like, top 10 rarest type of thing from Cosmopolitan, and they're just like, well, look, here's an image of this thing that they're claiming is worth a lot of money, and then look, I have it. Also, check price at Walmart. This beanie was discontinued in 1999. Why would Walmart have this? And what does this say on here? I know, Jake just seems too cute to give away, but for a couple $1,000s, worth it. Like, no, there's no errors here. This doesn't even have the obligatory Gasport misspelling. Like, that one I can at least technically say is an error, even if it's really common. It doesn't matter, but that's what the tag is supposed to look like. Next, we've got 1,000. Just found these this morning. They're semi-banged up. Are they worth anything? Mint are around $3 to $6. Non-mint around $1 to $2. 1,000? No, $3 to $6. Oh, the naivete. Alright, what we got with Gigi? Anything to this Gigi bear with the tag saying 97 and the tush tag saying 98? I saw one on eBay sold for $2K. This is a poodle. This is not a bear. It'd be a false sale. Just this person, she is a poodle. I love when people just call them all bears. It's so weird to me. It's like calling every type of soda Coke. It's just weird. Okay, we have Mystic and Mystics. The first one, I believe, is going to be Mystic Singular. Bought a storage locker. This was in it along with a tote of Beanie Babies. I don't know anything about it. Was looking for help to determine value. What are we looking at here? Mystic the Unicorn. Rare with four in parentheses, 4 error/misprints. Approx value $9,500. This was apparently in the storage locker like this. Alright. Everybody, let's play Spot the Misprints. What do we got? Well, we of course we have the extra space at the end of the poem. Can't forget about that one. Oh, there's Oakbrook spelled as one word. We can't have a TM and an R symbol. That would just be crazy. This says 94, this says 93. Oh my god. There's Oakbrook. It's the same crap. There's nothing here. I thought this part was hilarious because I've made this point many times before, but as far as I'm aware, it's possible I'm wrong about this, but as far as I'm aware, the error hype did not exist until, 2015. So, if you look at any old magazine, or, if you go through the Wayback Machine and look at old Beanie fan sites and stuff, sometimes it'll be a thing where it's just like, hey, this batch of beanies that came out has been found with this misprint on the tag. That's kind of funny. And then that's it. And it's they don't care because they're just like, yeah, okay. They released them like this. They'll probably fix them in the next batch. But that's for things that are actually misprints, like the Gasport thing. There were not people combing over, there's a missing period after this, and that kind of, that was not a thing. That only happened after, I don't know what to call it, a generational shift happened where the original owners of the beanies stopped caring about them and they passed on to new people, and it just, we got to make up something to sell these, and it's just spread like wildfire. So, this bagged thing with this crappy label on it, there's no way that this is this was not put here when this thing was released. This was probably put on in the last 5 years. Someone just... I feel like my point's coming across here, and it's just funny to me. I don't know. Alright, Echo Waves. Tell me about this. Well, I mean, what do you want to know? So, I responded to this one. 2 of these are Gen 5s, about $1 to $5, and 2 are mistagged to Gen 4s, about $5 to $10. All the Echo and Waves released for the first month or two had the tag swapped like that. One of the dolphins has a wider bridge between the eyes than the other dolphin, and one of the whales has bigger eyes than the other whale. Oh boy. Alright, yep. I see what they're talking about. This one looks a little wider. This one's a little pointier. Couldn't tell you about the eyes on these. If these are even 2 different ones. Let's see, this one's a Gen 4. Is this a 5? I can't tell from the photo. But, really, dude, it's just, I predicted what they were gonna... I predicted what they were gonna say, and I would have never expected where this went. Because this is a well-known situation. When these 2 released, they had the wrong tags for, a couple months. This is Echo the Dolphin, this is Waves the Orca, but they were labeled Waves Echo incorrectly. Then they fixed it, and because it was done kind of in bulk, it was all of the first ones for the first few shipments, it's not that rare. they're worth a little bit more than the others, but not much. So I'm just like, oh, tell me about this? Okay, well, that's probably what you're asking. But no, we're asking about stupid shit. All right. Okay, rare find. Style number 4024, birth 4/1994, from Tyco, Oak Brook, smoke and pet-free home, Orland Park, Illinois. I have 2 of these, spring cleaning, time to go, and sell, valued at much more. Save these for yours. Check it out. Rare find, 20 each. Unnecessary comma. Rare Quackers, Beanie Baby. I think this one just kind of speaks for itself. It's just again, word vomit. Oak Brook, smoke and pet-free and something. Save these for years. Check it out. Rare find. 20 each. Like, who types like this? I have a 1999 Lucky Ladybug with only 10 spots. Is this worth anything? I can see a few directions where the conversation's headed here, but well, yeah, let's see what we got. This is a Beanie Buddy, not a Beanie Baby. I don't think the Buddy ever had any variation spots fabric. The number here is just how the pattern happened to line up. In the tag, this have, yeah, okay. So, before I continue that, this is something I've definitely discussed in other videos, but as a reminder, Lucky the Ladybug originally released with 7 spots. They were made of felt, they were glued to the back, they were crappy and fell off. In Gen 4, they reprinted it so that it was just fabric that had spots as part of it, and on average, they would have about 11 spots. It depended on how it was cut. Then for a short while, they used a different fabric where the spots were smaller and closer together, averaged about 21. People without any common sense will see that the listings are like 7, 11, or 21, and they're like, oh, but mine's a different number. What does that mean? Oh my god. And it's like, okay, calm down. Do you know that, maybe when they were assembling these in the factory, they weren't really caring where they cut the thing? Like, to me, that just seems like that kind of makes sense. But apparently it doesn't to a lot of other people. So, anyway, that came up here. This is a Beanie Buddy. This is a totally different thing. It's way bigger, different fabric. Tag says Buddy. And you can't see it here because the photo doesn't show it, but inside the tag, as with every Beanie Buddy, it'll just kind of have some trivia about the original Beanie. This one says, like, it came with the 3 different spot patterns. So they're just like, yeah, this is a Beanie Buddy. And they're like, oh, well, in the tag it says they have 3 varieties. And they're like, yes, that's talking about the original Beanie Baby version. Yeah, that's basically it. It's just... This is just it's a slightly different flavor of the same thing that I see all the time. This one drives me nuts when people ask about that, because I'm just like, come on, it can't be that hard to figure it out. And then this one just kind of has like an extra step removed, because they're just like, look, the tag here says it has to be one of these numbers. And it's like, that's not what it's saying at all. All right. Buttercup, what is this? Any idea of value? Sorry, Buttercups, too many issues, worth less or near that, but would make a great kitty cat or cat toy. Would make a great kitty cat or cat toy to play with, as long as you have one of them. But don't worry, be happy. Just donate a way to move them out now, not later. Winky face, Night Moon. This is a glorious post. OMG, why so mean? Was it mean? I couldn't even tell. I thought I was being nice and polite, just like old school song, tell it like it is. You can't retire on BB quotes, but you can get a sweet goodie at the DQ, my friend, but they aren't under $5 there anymore, but more like a $8 to $10 meal deal. Maybe more have been there in a few unnecessary apostrophe S now, because they were kind of high then. GM coffee. Okay. And yeah, let's just... I'm told it's in the hundreds of thousands. $3. Worthless. Pretty much nothing. Nobody buys. And here's just... Can't really tell what's going on here, but okay. I'm not sure what this means. My friend picked up toy at Goodwill and asked me to get some info. Why on earth is your comment valid to my post? Am I supposed to be embarrassed for asking a question? The only stupid thing I see here is your comment. Should have known asking a group of weirdos in a Beanie Baby group would be either jackasses or dum-dums. Dum-dums. But yeah, these posts are glorious. I like, again, losing focus midway through the sentence. They're just like, oh, I thought it was, you can't retire, but here, I'm going to talk about how expensive a Dairy Queen meal is for a minute here. Oh, boy. And I really love, it would make a great kitty cat or cat toy. That actually reminds me. So I had a few different princesses. I've got one with PVC pellets, because that's, like, the first release, so I wanted to have that one. I had a couple PE pellet ones. One of them had no tag, and the seam on the eyes popped out, so it got all, puffy and crappy looking. And, so that one's basically worthless. It would have only been worth, like, $5-10, even if it had the tag and wasn't damaged, but yeah, it was nothing. So at one point, I, actually did try to see if the cat would play with it, because I'm just like, he doesn't have any toys. I don't know if he'd play with a little stuffed animal. Let's find out. This one's crap. I'll throw this one out. And it's funny because it's Princess, and it's the one everyone thinks is rare. But he had no interest in it, but it did take up a residence next to the litter box for quite a while, and got really gross, and we finally threw that out today, actually. So that worked out oddly well. Oh boy. Oh, this is a good one. Ty Piccadilly from the Attic Treasures collection. Handmade in China, made with PVC, 93 clown outfit, has no stains, tears, or rips. He is in wonderful condition. Check out my other listings for more Beanie Babies. Sustainably sourced from Boulder and Denver, Colorado. And also, here's just a photo of my dog sniffing it. Sustainably sourced. So, I'm guessing they have a farm where they grow these. Like, I don't have to say anything else. Like, that's just hilarious. What did they mean? Did they... I'm trying to imagine how this would have happened. Is this like... Did they just copy-paste this off of some other thing where they were selling, like, carrots? Like... And just like, well, we gotta mention that we're from Denver, so let me just copy-paste the thing and don't care if the other half of it makes any sense. I don't know. Pink tag. Ooh, my favorite. So I am trying to get info. Has a white/pink hang tag. Is it worth anything? I can't find any info with this hang tag. I wonder if there's any chance at all, that it was left out in the sun and faded a bit. Who could ever say? I'm honestly not sure why I saved this one. We've seen the pink tag crap before, but here it is again. And you can never argue with these people either, because every time you see one of these, like I got one of these in my subreddit recently, and I just had to ignore it, because every time I see one of these, you're like, it's faded. And they're like, oh, no, it's not. How could it be faded? It was I didn't have it out in the sun, and I've got other ones that didn't fade. And I'm like, I don't care. It's faded. And even if it wasn't, there's no way to prove that it isn't. Like, it's faded. Drives me crazy. Alright, what do we got with Crew Glory? Can anyone tell me any history on Glory the Bear McDonald's crew only? Were these just given to crew members only? Would be helpful, thank you. Gee, do you think the McDonald's crew only Glory was given to crew members only? I wonder. But yeah, shocking, but it was. This one I think this was from the 1999 distribution, and then Millennium in the 2000 distribution were part of like a set of the teenies that were released in like the little cardboard packaging. And then they also did a separate version of them that came in bags that were specifically for the crew members. And I believe you kind of can't really tell from... You can tell a little bit. These have like folding tags, so they're a little different from the more common ones. These are not particularly rare. They're obviously rarer than the ones that were just sold to customers. But they don't sell for that much. I think like maybe $10. So it's kind of an interesting find, though. But the question is glorious. Oh, it's glorious. Oh my god. Next we have I Know Nothing. Are these worth anything? I know nothing about these. Just want to see if they hold any value. Need to see Patty's tags to know. The Valentino is a common $5 beanie. What's that? Be kind, I know nothing. What is this emote? Are they hiding their face? Are they crying? I can't tell what that is. I don't know what you don't know. Nothing... This is reminding me of when I worked for Comcast's tech support, and when we were in training, they told us don't use jargon. And it's like, what is jargon? Jargon is, any term that is used to refer to our equipment that's kind of like a, it's specific to people who really know the product, and like the average layman wouldn't know this. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, don't call the thing like the RTV 3200. I don't remember what it was called. It's like, just call it the cable box or the receiver. But they gave an example of jargon is HDMI cable. And I'm just like, what? But that's a well-known thing. They're like, well, the customer might not know what it is. You got to call it like the thick black cable with the flat end. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, here it's like, he didn't say anything. Need to see the tags to know. What? What's that? So the only thing I can think of here is they don't know what these two beanies are called, despite them, having tags that you could look at. Probably because they didn't want to take them out of the cases, even though these aren't sealed. I don't know, man. Okay, here's a dumb one. Is one of these chip teenies fake, or are they both real? Got these two by thrifting, and they both look different from each other. I'm not sure if one's fake or something. One has a very small head, and then one has a proportional head. Any thoughts on whether they're authentic or not? Here's the picture. This one does have a smaller head. Now, here's the thing. Just earlier in this video, I was showing that pile of counterfeits, and I'm just like, the beak on this one is slightly different shape, and this one's eyes are too bulgy. There can be tiny differences that would indicate if something is fake or not. And, this one, fair enough. It's kind of tiny, shitty looking. This is a teeny beanie. These are very cheaply made McDonald's Happy Meal toys. Nobody's counterfeiting these. It would be hilarious if they did. Like, the amount of effort it would take to make one of these would be hundreds of times, worth more than what it would produce, basically. I worded that very poorly, but I think you know what I was trying to say. Alright, we got Korean Blackie, which is apparently a two-parter. Can't find a price on this Blackie in the price guide. It has the KR as it was made in Korea, and it has an error for its date of birth. It does not match the fish tag. Any info, please, so I know how to price him. Thank you. Alright, so right off the bat, here's what's going on. Tush tag, not that you can really see it, but it says Reg No PA 1965 KR. Every tag has this up until like 2020, I think. I had to check. There was a point where they changed it, but it was really late. It's a patent office thing. It says right here, handmade in China. It's not made in Korea. It's literally not. It says it's not. You can't tell in this... Oh yeah, right here you go. Handmade in China. It says on there, too. You can't really tell, but you can tell if you know what you're looking at. The error for its date of birth does not match the fish tag. Okay, so... I've seen rush tag as like an autocorrect thing. I've never seen fish. But, yeah, as I've said 50 billion times, you know, oh, the birthday's 94, copyright's 93, oh my god... Oh, what could it mean? No, it's normal. So here we go again. If I remember right, wait, hold on. Were there 2 of these? The problem is I don't remember the situation here exactly. I think there were 2 of these. Because this one's a Gen 5. And this one's a Gen 4. Oh, yeah. This one actually says made in Korea. Okay, so yeah, I think... What is this? November 2023. This one doesn't have a date. Very close to each other, 2 posts were made about a Korean blackie specifically, and one of them actually was, and one wasn't. Interesting. Let me see if there's any comments worth pointing out. Show us the outside of the heart tag. Why? What's the point? I'm guessing what this person is trying to say is like, oh, well, you know, Gen 1 through 3 is worth the most. Let's see what generation this is. And they don't realize that you can tell from the inside this is a Gen 4 because the earlier ones wouldn't have the poem. That's probably what they're saying. Listed this 7 months ago, back in storage... Oh, Obj spotted. It's one of the key names. Okay, yeah, this is just... Yeah, they're basically saying, like, it's an important piece of information. No, it isn't. Yeah, it's the 4th gen tag. Alright, what's going on with Freckles here? Rare Beanie. I know that there are errors on the tag, but I don't know what the errors are. Can anyone tell me what the errors are, please? Can anyone tell me how you know that there are errors but don't know what they are? What could possibly lead you to this situation? Like, you know, I joke all the time about... It's just, you know, they're looking through these with a fine-tooth comb, like, oh, there's gotta be something. I gotta find something in there. This person didn't even do that. And they're just immediately like, well, I know there's gotta be something, but can you tell me what? Here's the thought. Maybe it doesn't have any. Shocking, I know, but maybe it's a tag that is normal. Good God. Alright, this isn't a stupid Beanie post. This is just somebody making a call out that needed to be made. Shadow the Hedgehog, no. Being a fairly newbie myself to Beanie World, I just want to offer up some advice for the real new people. First, don't be lazy. Do your homework. Don't expect everyone else to do the work for you. Second, your Beanie Babies are not worth what you think they are. Go back to the first rule. Third, it's the internet. Just like the real world, you're going to meet nice folks and you're going to meet rude folks. Take it with a grain of salt. If you can't, then the internet ain't for you. Fourth, I understand to get frustration of some of... Sorry, you lost me here. I understand to get frustration of some of these beanie collectors because they see the question, unnecessary apostrophe, S asked over and over and over again because people are too lazy to just scroll down through previous posts to look. And fifth, to all the long-timers in the groups, don't be an ass. Sorry, I lost focus there a little bit to point out spelling errors because it's just funny, but it's always nice to kind of see people like this. It's like, look, I'm also new here. Don't be a dipshit. Like, come on. Didn't really have much else to say on that one, but yeah. All right. Next up, we have Pick Hattie. mint, piquet. That's all you need. For those wondering, if you don't remember from earlier, it's called Piccadilly. It's not Piccati. You know, solid D for effort. You got some of the letters right. Gen 1 Patty. Oh, okay, it actually is one. Yep, here's another case. This is very similar to that other post from earlier. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing the post. This is tragic. Okay. This guy has a heart tag labeled snout. It's actually snort. They spelled that, but okay. But the tag on his bum says bubbles. I'm looking to sell these for a friend, curious if it's more than the standard $10. Also pictured other random ones. So they have this one, and it has the wrong tush tag. And they're like, okay, well, that's weird, right? So I gotta, I'm gonna show this one off, see what it's worth. The answer is it's like, if it didn't have the creased tag, it would be like 10, maybe $15. The wrong tush tags aren't really that big of a deal. What they failed to recognize is the Gen 1 Patty that they have here. How? Again, we're looking at something in the high hundreds of dollars here. Gen 1s are not something you see every day. Alright. So, yeah, here we go. It was, I sniped this one because this got posted here. Sometimes this will happen where someone will just kind of make a post like this, and they're just like, hey, I'm asking about this thing, and then there's other stuff in the background that kind of just doesn't get noticed, and so it'll get approved, and so immediately people are like, oh my god, oh, Patty, and I'm like, okay, hold the fort. Know what you have. Don't sell it for $5, please. Like, I had to catch this one, and immediately I shared it with the admin group. But yeah, there's also a Gen 2 Daisy back here. Not as impressive, but still very rare. I don't really know offhand how much that would go for. It's got a crease on it, but I would still say probably over $100. Gen 2s are very rare. Crazy how this happens. I don't know how it's just weird to me. Not necessarily that they don't know, but how they got it in the first place. Because just, to give a quick little recap on the timeline here, beanies did not start becoming like a big thing that were really known to the average person until late 1996, if you're being generous. It's more like kind of spring 97. And Gen 1 was early 94. Like, these were just, if you imagine that you just go to some gift shop and they just have just some random little stuffed animal. It's a brand you've never heard of in your life. Like, chances are you're not going to care about it, but some people bought them. Most of the time, they would, tear the tag off, give it to their kid. Because it was just some random brand. Who cared? They didn't become a big thing until a few years later. So somehow, this person with this collection of a bunch of common stuff just has these, gems. Like, this tag's in pretty dang good condition. Like, it's got a little bit of damage, but, damn. How? That's crazy to me. Alright. Oh my god. So, judging from context here, I'm guessing they got declined a couple times. And when we decline a post, it gives a reason. But yeah, so, why am I being declined? I finally come across something worth money in my life, and you shoot me down? I mean this in the most sincere way I can, but this is a what the hell type situation. And as we can see here, look, they did the thing. They did it. They read the internet, and they saw that it says that if the year on the box is different from the year on the tag, that it's super rare. And it's not, because they're literally all like that. Alright. So, I think what happened here then is, yeah, we declined it a few times. There's built-in reasons that you can check off, and it will show this to the person who made the post, and it's like, your post was declined because of X. And it'll give a link to, like, an article that gives you information. This person ignored that, like, oh, why was that declined? And so apparently, I guess we must have let this one through, so that we could respond to it. I know what I have. I am a top shelf Beanie Baby collector, and my family actually owns the bean factory that you can thank for every single bean in your collection. No, you didn't. This is not a unique item. I had a bunch I ended up opening and giving away to babies. Halloween, a can of candy, only worth 50 cents. So anyone with a baby that came to your house got an unopened 1994 Beanie Baby. I mean, this is questionable that they had that many to give out, but okay, whatever. And then yeah, she's saying exactly what I said. But yeah, I love when people are super confident and, just kind of won't listen. Alright, this next one's called Sales Pitch. I'm looking forward to it. Please read! They are all different prices! I recently was cleaning out one of my rental properties and came across almost 2,000 Beanie Babies, if not more. I have rare Beanie Babies. I have babies I've never seen. I have full collections of Beanie Babies. I'm looking for collector, singular, or someone to give me information on where or someone that would be interested in them all, or bulk amount serious people only, please. I feel like the second half of this was written by a different person. It started out with, like, AI just capitalizing words for no reason. We've got new stuff, we've got old stuff, we've got stuff I just made up. How can you compete with these prices? Is there anything at all notable in this pile? I don't really know. It looks like mostly later gen stuff. Here's a bunch of buddies. Here's some, like, cleaning supplies. Here's something that isn't a beanie. Yeah. Or something that isn't a beanie. You get all types. Alright. Here's a good one. 3 Beanie Buddies, just in time to use for the elections. What do you mean to use for the elections? They have always been in a smoke and pet-free room. $20 for the 3 plus postage, which can range from $5.95 to $10.95, depending on where you live. I accept PayPal. I've always been in a smoke and pet-free room. Maybe this wasn't the best time to have the cat in the shot. I see Autumn got a little, cute with the editing here. I think there was a couple other ones earlier that did stuff like that, but yeah, no, you might want to reword that one or take a new picture at least if you want to try to hide it. Oh, people do not pay attention to what they're doing. Alright, what do we got? Look, it's the same crap. New and never been opened. This is the Thai Glory Beanie Baby from the McDonald's collection. Date introduced. It was a date of birth. This is one of the 4 collector's bears from Thai McDonald's, so this is vintage now and working its way to being 30 years old. Hence the value and price. $1. It's pretty good. Yeah, no, you don't need me to tell you this is worth, like, I mean, it sure is worth $1. Maybe even like 2 or 3 if you're lucky, but good stuff. All right, now we have possibly Princess. Hi, I have possibly a Princess Diana bear. I was wondering if there was someone out there, if they could tell me the version I have is worth anything. I give them the link, and then they sent me a photo. Well, you were right. it was possibly Princess. You nailed that one. It doesn't have a tag, but I gave you the frickin' link. Can you read? Like, I get it's gonna take you, like, maybe, like, 5 whole minutes to read through this and get to the part where it's like, here are the different versions and their values. Does it have PVC pellets? Is it made in Indonesia? Here's all these different things to check. Well, I don't want to do that. That's boring. Here, tell me from this one photo. I can't... what is that? Is that pimento cheese? Sir, what is that? No eating in the pool. Alright. Gen 2 Teddy. Looking for info. Based on guides, looks like maybe a second gen hang tag. It says to and from on the inside. No poems. Looks like an early tush tag as well. Hang tag not attached and a little banged up. They saved it by stringing around the neck. Okay. I'm wondering where this one's going, because... yeah, it's a Gen 2 tag. It sucks that it's not attached. That definitely is a point against it. But, it's still a cool find. Let me guess. Someone told him it was worth $2. Yep, Gen 2 hang tag, Gen 1 tush. Okay, pretty much what I just said. Thank you. What about the head? No V? Just straight... oh my god. So, this I alluded to this earlier, how you can't really see in the photo, but yeah, the stitching on the back of this one, oh, it's a straight line instead of a V shape. This is one of those, this is a really weird bit of trivia I've seen a lot of people latch onto, where, I saw it once where there was an an actual old-faced teddy that got posted to the group, and it was approved by Karen Boker, you know, the authenticator, because the photos were, like, it showed the tags in detail. She was able to look at those and be like, yeah, this is legit, and post it in the group. And then there was someone who replied to it and was like, show the back of the head, it might be a fake. And I remember being like, nah, it's not. It was approved by the admin. She knows what she's talking about. And the person's like, but people will want to know if it's fake. It's not fake. I don't know how the V-stitch thing got to be so well known. That seems like a really specific piece of information, but for some reason people have latched onto that one. Oh, and then here's someone asking me if I'm interested in selling it. Sir, this is not mine. I wasn't expecting that last little punchline. I didn't see that yet. This is a beautiful case of people not knowing how to read posts. God, I don't know if I saved it. It's probably not in this collection, but this happened again on Reddit, where I'm going to just explain it now because I don't think I have the image anywhere, but someone just kind of posted a group of, like, 10 or so beanies, and they're just like, I'm looking for information on these. And I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. I basically told them, like, yeah, these are all commons. And then they responded with something else, and I'm just like, I'm ruining this story. I don't remember how it happened, but somehow it got flipped around and somebody started yelling at me, and they're like, so hold on, you come to this group and you're asking people for information on these and, forcing them to buy the price guide, or like, I don't know, somehow they thought that I was the one making the original post and, like, demanding info and, like, arguing against the info that was given or something. And I'm like, dude, that wasn't me. Read who made the original post. I don't know. It was really stupid. Okay. What we got here? Yeah, these are 2 pending posts. I'm guessing they were probably both declined. It just shows how often this happens. People join the group and they're like, hey, I have a bunch of stuff. Can someone just tell me, like, everything? And I don't want to pay. Like, what can I do to, turn a profit on these. I'm not going to put any effort into this. I'm not going to take any photos. Drives me crazy. Alright, this one's just called errors. This could be anything. Any interest in these? Pretty sure they have errors? You're pretty sure, but you're not completely sure. Don't tell us what they are. That would be too easy. Alright. Tag's mostly a myth, only specific variants can... Yeah, that's the type of post I would usually make. Tag errors make no difference in price. You know, that's not as elegant as the thing I said, because, you know, there are some that do, but they're very specific. Oh yeah, I know they're very specific. What makes a difference in price? Who said anything about a price? You guys are idiots. So, to recap, they post this. I think they have errors, but I don't know what. I give them a response, and they're just like, but I never said anything about, you're a dummy. Like, you didn't need to triple post. I don't know why they suddenly got angry. Like, I don't know, man. I don't understand people with anything. This just sounds like a strong bad email title. Is he with anything? I mean, he's with whatever this thing on the table is, I guess. I don't know. It's like a third generation tag. Doesn't mean much if it's not a beanie. Oh, yep, here's one of my favorites is, but it says Thai on it. That must mean it's a Beanie Baby. There's no way they make other stuff. I go by this. Okay, now I'm getting pissed off now because they respond with the, you know, someone comes in and they're like, but it said, they get a thumbs up. Here's the tag generation chart. Somebody loved that. Okay, we're just kind of having another conversation here. Oh my god, I took a peek at what was coming up. Alright, but yeah, so I shouldn't have had to clarify this, but I did. And they're like, okay, thanks. You know, at least they figured it out. And then we just have this person, you know, basically saying what I said. Oh, well, it shouldn't say Thai then. Why? What is it trying to fool people? What's your point here? And then we just have, it's probably worth more than $2. I don't know, man. It's a freaking Thai plush. I don't know anything about these. Bunnies. This is for 7 Beanie Babies rabbits. It is Hoppity 2, Hippity Hoppity from 1996, and Hippie Nibbles Nibbly from 1999. All are in mint condition from a non-smoke home. All of them together is selling for over $30,000, and I am only asking for $6,500. Let me know if anyone out there would like to have them. Thanks. This is for 7 Beanie Babies rabbits. Okay. Don't need to really add anything here. What was it Strong Bad said? He's like, do you know how many online etiquette rules you just broke? Well, you broke one. Don't type in all caps. Yeah, just dumb. Very dumb. Alright, we had bunnies, now we have elephants. What do we have here? Can anyone share information on these 3 Beanie, unnecessary apostrophe S, such as value and what the error was on righty? Thank you in advance. How does this keep happening? What do you mean, what the error was? Like, again, I'm trying to imagine what happened here. They probably saw some eBay post with Righty 2000 that they were asking for some ridiculous amount of money. And, you know, the post is just like, oh, Righty 2000, rare with error. And the post doesn't explain what the error is, because of course it doesn't, because there isn't one. And they're just like, oh, well, what is it? And so they got to ask here. It's... All right, got Stinky. Looking for value. From what I've read online, this has the following rarities. No name in poem. Wrong birthday. No comma between Oakbrook and IL. Tag has some discoloration. Thanks. I'm going to come back to that. Let's see what the responses are. Yeah, this is how the tag's supposed to look compared to the one on the site. Okay. So I basically covered it right here. It's just... So... Here's the rarities. No name in poem. You can't really read it here, but, you know, it's a Beanie Baby poem. What is the fact that it doesn't say the name Stinky somewhere in there? Was that an error? Is that a requirement that isn't being met? Even if it was, that's not an error. It's just, you know, a deviation from the norm, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it, but, man. Alright. Wrong birthday. Yeah, February 13th, 95, or whatever it is that says. What do you mean it's the wrong birthday? What's it supposed to be? Who said it was something else? No comma between... Yeah, it's like... That's another one is... You know, I make fun of these all the time. It's just these grammar sticklers. It's like, oh, there's supposed to be a comma there. It's like... You know, you're not wrong technically. I think that is how you're supposed to format that. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna give a shit. Like, I'm preaching to the choir here. If you're watching this video, you already know all of this. But, I mean, just, again, like... What would have to be true for that to be worth something? One... There would have to be a very limited number of them that were made that way, where it's like, oh, you know, 99% of them have that comma, but there was this small amount that didn't, which isn't the case. You'd have to have that, and you would have to have collectors that care. Like, the thing I usually go to is, like, especially for oddity collectors, where you get the people who are like, oh, this one of its eyes is a couple micrometers bigger than the other one. It's like, if you're a collector and you're, you know, the type of person who might spend more money on a beanie because it's, like, weird, you know, it's got, like, some error on it or whatever, it kind of has to be the type of thing that's, like, visible. If you have to have a plaque next to it that explains, like, you know, I'm just imagining... You have this thing on a shelf, and there's just this thing underneath it, and you have, like, a big red clickbait arrow pointing from the plaque into the tag, and it's like, this is supposed to have a comma after Oakbrook, but it doesn't. Just imagine having that on a shelf. Like, if the thing you're talking about it approaches that level, you probably don't have anything worth anything. I say probably because, you know, I always say these things, and yet you have Hot Pink Magic, which is just an anomaly. It's really weird that one is worth more, but I kind of get it. Anyway, we've still got a ways to go. Yeah, I had to scroll down my list. What we got? History lesson. I see Autumn had fun with this again. Obj. Beanie Babies are a line of stuffed toys created by American businessman Ty Warner, who founded Ty Inc. in 1986. The toys are stuffed with plastic pellets. Beanie original babies, rare in McDonald's Toys Teeny Beanies. Okay, couple things here. I love the Obj. I think I've determined that this is just a thing that shows up when people use text-to-speech. It just kind of inserts itself into places. I don't really know why. I also love the sales pitch. You're posting in a beanie group. Beanie Babies are a line of stuffed toys created... Yet we know. Thank you. But more importantly, what is going on with Cuckoo? This guy had a hell of a hangover, apparently. That's just a good photo. It stands out so much compared to the other ones. Like, we've got Droopy Stinger the Scorpion up here. That one's also... it's not that funny, but, you know. But then, this guy's just photobombing. I love it. 14 errors. Been doing the research and finding that there should be 14 errors in order for this one to be worth anything. Oh my god. If it has 12 of the 14 so far, does that account for anything? The errors aren't very specific, and not sure if they need to be on both tags or just one. Is there another place to find specific errors to know if it's worth anything? Looking at purchasing the price guide online. Oh, my child. So this person is under the illusion here that you need 14 different errors for this one to be worth anything. There's apparently a list. You gotta find them all. Mine only has 12, which is just as funny to me, because that means that they allegedly found 12 here. What in the world could you have found? I mean, I can tell you the same crap, but it's... Oh boy. Alright. We got a necro post. This one's going to have some history to it, apparently, so let's go slowly. Princess Diana Beanie Baby, don't know much about it. Wonder if someone how much it's worth. This was posted December 2023. Before I even start scrolling, I just want to say, it is an... It boggles my mind that we still get so many princess posts. The thing is asked about on a daily basis. I'm not exaggerating. There has to be at least one every day, probably many more than that. Whenever it gets posted, like, we have a go-to article to link to. There was a point where we had to stop accepting the posts because there were so many of them, and we would just decline them, and then, like, you know, in the message for that, we would just be like, read the article, please. Like, we shouldn't have to do this. The thing is posted so often. If you scroll down for 5 seconds, you're gonna find one. Yours is not so drastically different from every other one that you can't look at the article that was posted in response to that. Like, I've said this before, you need to lurk more. Like, there's a massive backlog of posts. You can look at a couple. But anyway. Oh, and the reason that we only briefly banned those posts because then people tried getting around it by having, like, oh, well, here's a shot of, like, 3, and only one of them's princess, and so we would, like, let that one through. And then somebody would be butthurt that their princess post got declined, and they'd be like, why was this one allowed? And it's like, oh my god. Fucking children, all of you. So, also, they have this hang tag protector on backwards. I think I saw this on one of the other stupid Beanie posts. How do you do that? How do you see the flat side and put it on the rounded side? Come on. But anyway. Okay, so we have somebody responded with this one with, like, the robe and crown. Mine hasn't been touched since 1997. I'm gonna... Okay, well, let's take the time to look at this, yeah. So they just linked to some stupid article claiming that it's worth $200,000. You know, it's wrong. What a shock. A yard sale buck. These are all 34 weeks old. 3 times, several of them. This post was 34 weeks old, and then this person decides, oh, let me respond to it, asking about Valentina. Someone tell me if this is worth anything. It has the 2 different dates picked up from a car boot. Like, look, there is a time and a place for these things. I'm already annoyed at you for asking about the 2 different dates, as if that's something important, and it's not literally how every one of them was made. Why did you have to dig this one up? What did it have to do with this? And the answer is they don't know how to use the website, or they don't know how to use the internet in general. There's a special breed of people, and I don't know if it's just older people, but just people who don't know how to post things. It's like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're responding to somebody else, if you're posting it in the wrong group. It's just, you know, throw it wherever. Someone will find it. Alright. This one's just weird. I have 6 collectible beanies. How do I go about selling them? Beanie Babies. And this is the photo they included. The beauty in the struggle, I'm paralyzed, and everyone balks. I don't know what this says. What is this photo? What am I looking at here? There was one in part 1 or 2 where someone just took a photo of a wall. I can't believe it happened again. Okay, we've had errors, we've had like all these other posts that are just, errors in some capacity. Now we have with tag errors. All Beanie Babies must go, over 200 available, most of them 4th and 5th edition, with tag errors, making them worth more. Please contact for individual item details, as well as... And then, yeah, we have this list. First of all, okay, let's analyze here. So we're pointing out tag generation, not a bad idea. Technically, you don't have to do this on anything that can only have one possible tag gen, but I'm not going to necessarily fault them for that. That's fine. We're pointing out pellets, which doesn't come close to mattering. You don't need to do that, especially because 4th gens are guaranteed to have PVC pellets. Please tell me in what way this is helping to just say this. Again, I'm a broken record. I don't know how many times I've said this. If you're going to believe that errors are something that you have to care about, why do you think you can just get away with saying that it has any and not specify them? Like, wouldn't people want to know if that's apparently what matters so much? I mean, there was the other person who thought you had to have all 14. This one, it just has some. But what is also really confusing to me is the ones that don't. I would love to know what makes this 4th gen Congo have errors, but not the 4th gen Cubby. Like, there were small changes in the tags within generations. There would be, like, little adjustments of, usually with, like, the addresses that would change the formatting a little bit. Stuff like that. So, yeah, maybe one of these is just a slightly different print than the other, but, like, I don't know, because you didn't tell me what they are. Alright, what do we got next? Is this a good princess? Well, here's a photo of, I think, a hand rest with an out-of-focus tush tag. Here's an unattached hang tag. Here's some crappy photos. Common, not much value. No. No what? My brother in Christ, you said, is this a good princess? They said no. What do you think they're saying no to? They're saying no, it's not good, because the tag fell off. And also because it's a common version, but... It's the mass-produced version. The hang tag's not attached. Well, I just broke the hang tag. It's old. What? So that means it doesn't matter? So if this beanie was worth something, like, let's say that, if it was pristine, and let's say it was worth $200, but it's old. The tag broke. Does that make it mint? Because it's old and no, it fell off. Come on. This one's funny. I think someone asked me about Flash. Oh, is that the same? I think that's the same hand rest that we saw earlier. But I mostly want to know who hit it with a tire iron. Like, Beanie Babies are floppy. They're understuffed on purpose. Like, that's kind of their whole point. Some of the ones like this that kind of have like a weirder shape, they can kind of just do this, but like, come on, you could pose it a little bit better. The poor guy, like, he's been dead for a while now. Someone punched him in the nose too. Alright, this one's called Cheese. I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm excited. Not a bad haul today. Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. They've got a bunch of Gen 3s. Yeah, this is pretty cool. None of these are what I would consider rare Gen 3s. Like, none of them are ones that retired within that generation or, like, changed designs or anything. Zip with a Gen 1 tush tag is really rare, but this is a Gen 2. But, I mean, any Gen 3 at all is a rare find. Most of these probably sell for, like, at least $40. Some of them maybe quite a bit more than that. Alright, where's the cheese come in? Any idea what these two are worth? Who cares? It's not related. I have about 6 of them. I have the number 1 best one in the world, the Princess Diana 1. You spelled 1 correctly here twice. How did you mess it up a third time? I have Scorch, Bruno Bongo. Anyways, they all have rare cheese on the text. If anyone wants to make an offer. Question, is the Princess Diana beer worth more if you got them in England and Ireland? When they came out over there, I picked up 5 of them. What are these comments? You know, even ignoring just the hilarity of this one, what does any of this have to do with this? Like, this person's like, hey, I found a bunch of rare stuff today. And people are like, oh, wow, that's cool. Here, let me ask about this crap. Let me just mention some stuff I have. Here's an unrelated question. Rare cheese on the text. What could this mean? Is there any way that this could be like a mistranslation of like they all have errors? I don't know what else could have happened here. I don't think this was like an autocorrect. I have no clue. Alright, we looked at Mystic before, now here's Mystics plural. What we got on this one? I have these and wanted to make sure they aren't worth anything crazy. eBay says different and I'm just so confused. Oh, I don't know what to do. I just found them at Goodwill and bought for my kids. Okay. The iridescent horns are harder to find than the ones with tan horns, and there could be a difference in value because of the mains being different. I don't have my info with me right now, but if you want to, line break, PM me. I can help you more late this evening, Flower. Yeah. So this is just wrong. Oh boy, I think we've got arguing going on. Let's see. But yeah, I saw that I posted below here, so my post definitely mentions this, but that's it. No, that's wrong. 4 versions of Mystic. The iridescent horns are versions 3 and 4. The only ones that are really worth anything are the first version, the Fine Main, which can be a Gen 1, 2, or 3. Version 2 is rare as a Gen 3 because it's a Gen 3, and common is a Gen 4. That's all you need to know. It basically is just look at the tag. There's different versions, but the tag is the main thing. So what do we got? I have 6 times as many iridescent compared to tan. That... I was going to say that kind of makes sense, but why do you have this many of them? I thought unicorns didn't collect well. Freaking great callback there. $100 for me. Anyway, that's super dandy. Does this help Stacy? I have 2 mint with tan horns. Yippee! Because the names are blocked here, I don't know who Stacy is, but this is just a greatly worded post. Spread information. I provided correction. I'm sorry that hurt your feelings. No, I have not spread misinformation. There are many variables to consider. Do your research. Ooh. They're getting too big for their britches here. Then yeah, here's me basically saying what I just said before. So yeah, I love when people get super confident about their wrong information. It's good. All Oh, we've got another glory. We've seen a few of these. Oh god, we've got errors. Okay. I think, this is mostly just a stupid error post. Let's see what we got. I have a question, looking for some info. I was going through my babies. I have a glory bear. Decided to start selling some of them. And while looking on eBay, I found lots of them, of course, before going to this page. Well, to get to it, I found my bear. Same bear, with the exact same thing listed as... Same thing as listed to what is mine, but I took my own pictures. Here's just the poem. Tush tag where it is. Says 1965 KR, meant for Korean market. R next to tie heart and above TM. Red star next to tie heart. Hang tag rarities, Fareham hats, indicates European limited edition. The end of the poem has a space before the exclamation mark. There are no commas between red, white, and blue. Are you fucking kidding me with this? Please, I am willing to all input advice. I have the same bear. I thought I could get at least $100 for it, but once I centered on this page, you're looking at how to 10, do some level listings. So, found maybe getting 20 to 25 for some of the Beanie Babies. Most Beanies are worth money. Most are only worth if mistagged errors or first and second generation. Bro, look, it sounded like you got educated, but you didn't, because you're still claiming errors matter. After doing some research, looked like these bears have the same tags like this. It's so crazy. So I do get how they call them rare. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's funny how all of them have the same thing, and yet they're considered rare. I wonder why that could be. I can't figure it out. So I don't need to say anything about these errors, in quotes. They're freaking not. This one we've covered. It's literally just, it's copywriting. People seem to act like, well, it can't have a TM and an R on it. That doesn't make sense. I don't know the exact specifics behind a trademark and copyright and registered, but they all do mean different things, and I'm pretty sure it is not contradictory to have more than one. Red star next to the tie heart. Is that a rarity now? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen posted many other times that not having the star is a rarity. Now, that's also not true. But it's funny to me how, whether it's there or it isn't, either way, it's a rarity. Fareham Hands indicates European limited edition. That is absolutely not what that means. So, the tag, it has a few addresses in it. The top one is always the, Oak Brook, Illinois one. There's a European one, which has changed a few times. It's been Waterlooville. It's been Fareham Hats. It's been Gasport, which is the type of Gosport, and then, it got corrected later. And then there's a third one, which used to be, Thai Deutschland, Nuremberg, and then it got changed to Aurora, Canada. There's a few different ones in there. Those are printed on every tag. Those do not tell you where this beanie was made. This is just saying, hey, here's our three main headquarters at the moment. I don't know, man. But yeah, there are no commas between red, white, and blue. That one is crazy to me. Again, this is implying that those are supposed to be there, and that on some of them they are there, and so this one's rare because it doesn't. Definitely not possible to check. There's no way you could do that. 2 years. What we got here? Any feedback on my Mystic? Thank you, Beanie Baby community. You're humble and lovable. Okay, so I gave him all this info here. No, mine is 1994. And, oh, okay. Yep, here we go. Oh my god. Okay, let's establish here what happened. This post was from March 2022. And then I responded to it 27 minutes ago. And then immediately they responded back, no, that's not right. And, so here's what I did, is I said, as a Gen 4 hang tag, Gen 5 tush tag. So it was made sometime between, I honestly don't know why I specified that, other than that's just something I do sometimes, is I like to say, like, hey, this is when yours came out. And then people get annoyed because they're like, no, mine says something else. And it's like, no, those dates don't change. Every one of them's going to say that. But it's incredible to me. This post was years old. I respond to it because for some reason it showed up in my feed. I couldn't tell you why. And within 2 minutes, they get back to me to complain. That's impressive. Yeah, was this post actually made 2 years ago? Yes. And then, of course, someone else has to come in. Mine has a different colored horn. Like, oh, no, this is the same person. I thought this was another person just piggybacking off the post. But, yeah, no, it's... Stop. I love how they were waiting for 2 years for that answer, and they were ready for it. Like... Yeah, the more I think about it, the more crazy this is. Because, like, I'm trying to imagine here, if I made a post like this, I don't know anything about this item, I posted, hey, does anybody have any info? And it doesn't get a response. I'm not going to remember that I made that post, probably. And then if it somehow did get dug up, like this one did, I'd have to look at it and be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this thing, okay. But this person's like, they're ready for it. They're like, oh, mine's, the horn is different. Damn. Okay. This one is, this is just an interesting thing. This is not a stupid... You're welcome for that one. This isn't a stupid post. This is just, somebody had these and, was showing them off, and I thought it would be interesting to show this, because on the top we have a real Millennium, and on the bottom we have a fake one. Let's compare and contrast. So, just comparing the two from a glance, color is different. The ribbon is totally different. This one's like, it's got like a texture to it. It's kind of gold. This one's just sort of yellow and flat. The little emblem on it is, I think it's a little worse. It's kind of hard. I'd have to see them side by side, but yeah, the sun looks a lot worse. The shape of the earth is different. Here's what the tush tag's supposed to look like. This one, let's see, there's a random no space between this. I think there's supposed to be a space before this. The rest of it looks mostly okay. There might be some punctuation differences. Here's going to be a big one. Here's the front of the tag. And, yeah. I have a fake number 1 bear that Karen sent to me, and it has the same thing where it's supposed to have this, like, silver hologrammy thing that, depending on the angle you look at it, there's like a little tie heart that kind of, moves in and out of vision. On these, it's just a flat gray blob. It's very, very crappy looking. Front of the hang tag. This one is slightly offset. Now, I have seen some legitimate tags that do that also, so that's not a dead giveaway on its own, but the font also seems a little off. Looks like there's a weird stitching error by its nose. Here's that. What do we got here? I will point out, this one is spelling Millennium with only one N. We could see that on the tag also over here. That's not unique to the counterfeit. There were legitimate ones that were also made with that misspelling. So I'm not going to point that out as a problem, but anything seem off here? Honestly, this looks mostly okay to me. It's got the Gasport typo, which is kind of funny. Comma shouldn't be after a space on that. Alright. It's just the back. Back looks pretty normal to me. Is the barcode the right number? Wait, 421. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I just figured I'd show this off because I thought it was interesting. Because usually when you see counterfeits, they're for old rare beanies that are actually worth money, which this one is not. Something that is kind of easy to forget with this hobby, especially when you get so deep into it that you see all of the misinformation that's around these days. You kind of forget how prices worked back when these were actually new. Because here's the thing, is when the beanie bubble kind of like took off, like, everybody was going crazy buying them all, and they were worth a lot of money. It was because of the way that the retirements worked. It was like, people would get into the hobby, and they're like, we just retired a bunch of them. These are going to be hard to find in a while because we're not making them anymore, and everyone's going to buy them up. And so they would resell for a lot of money. And that was the case for like the first few retirements in like 1997. And with each one that happened, the prices kind of went down because like there were more people getting into the hobby as time went on, and so more and more people had these, and they were presumably also making more. And so it's just basically like you had the old ones, like the Gen 3s and older, that would sell for a lot of money no matter what. And then you kind of had like the early Gen 4s, and then those, you had a few that were like $200, and then it's like the next batch is like 150, next batch like 75, next batch like 20. Like they kind of just sloped down. After a while, it stopped mattering. But while all this was happening, whenever they would make a new batch, like a batch of brand new beanies, they would be hard to find for a while because the particularly ravenous people, whatever, would like stock out the stores for when the deliveries would come in, and they would try to buy up all the new releases immediately. And people would do this because, well, A, they just wanted to have the full collection, and they want to get it as soon as possible, and B, there's always that slight chance that one of these is going to get a redesign, or like a name change, or it might just get retired early. You don't know that. And looking back at it now, we can safely say that that almost never happened. But, there was always there's a possibility, like you never know that's going to happen. You might end up buying some that end up appreciating in value. It's, easy to laugh at it now, but it made a certain amount of sense. And so a lot of the bears like this one, when they would first come out, they would get counterfeited because nobody knew yet if they were going to eventually be worth something. So you'll see that with this, like there's fake princesses. I'm pretty sure there's fake halos. Just, a lot, Maple, Britannia, just a lot of these ones that really are not all that special anymore. But when they first came out, like, yeah, they would sell for a lot of dollars. That's a good way of putting it. I'm getting tired. Let's see if we can get through the rest of these. We've got Doubt It, Dude. Anyone know the value of this one? It's just like new, never used. Tell me, sir, how do you use a Beanie Baby? All right. It's been in a box since the 90s. I read it's rare due to it's one of the original 9. So I respond, original 9s aren't worth more than any of their beanies unless you're dealing with the actual originals. This is a Gen 4. Originals released in 1994. $100 says he's going to be like, but the tag says 93. Yep, there it is. So, because the tears on the tags don't mean anything. here is another, mod responds. That's copyright date. They'll have that regardless when they were made. Doubt it, dude, but okay. And then someone comes in to defend me. Jeremy defends me again. And here's this part's great. Here, the original guy, he responds with this image as if this is a smoking gun. Here is from the Beanie Price Guide site, the one that we endorse. And on this page, it says, here's the birthday, here's the copyright date, here's when it was introduced, here's when it was retired. Please tell me what this is proving. Because I'm pretty sure this says right here that it has a specific birthday. It's the one that yours has. If this was supposed to change, like if this indicated when your specific one was produced, why would we only have this one listed on the site? And if you're not talking about that one, then maybe you're talking about the copyright date. Hey, look, we've got that listed too. It doesn't say 93 through 98. It says 93. But anyway, yeah, I basically go over all that here. I'm just like, okay, dude, you're here to fight. I'm going to give you info. I'm going to vomit a bunch of info at you that you're not going to read because you don't care. But, like, I don't like it when people accuse me of making up info. Alright, what do we got next? This one hurts. I remember this one. When beanies have gold around the edges of the tag, what does that mean? If you're referencing the swing tag, that would be normal. It tells you the generation. I would say this is actually wrong, because they all have a gold edge, but okay. And then okay. Yeah, pretty sure they all have that. Oh, thanks, that helps. How? So, again, this is just, it's a critical misunderstanding. They seem to be under the delusion here that there are some tags that don't have the gold trim, and they're like, oh, well, mine have that, though, but what does it mean? Please tell me where you've seen an example where they don't, that would give you this idea. I'm genuinely curious. Like, this isn't even really me being sarcastic and, trying to just make fun of them. Like, I really want to know how you think this. Because, like, I've seen posts that are like, oh, mine's got, like, the silver hologram tag. Does that make it worth more? And it's like, no. That's, any of the ones that have that will always have that. Any of the ones that don't never will. It's just a generational thing. But, like, I can understand you might think that it's, like, I'm assuming most card games do this, but, like, in the Pokemon card game, you've got the little, you've got, like, the symbols at the bottom for the rarity. It's, like, common as a circle, uncommon's a diamond, rare as a star. I think people probably think it's something like that, where it's like, oh, this has got the silver thing, that what does that one mean? It's like, no. This one's got the gold trim, what does that mean? But it's really weird that you would see this and think that not all of them have it. I don't get it. Alright, American Trio. Highly sought after American Trio. I only have Liberty. Want to sell for $200, valued at $325 to $375. That's market value, or best offer. So, I look. It's a highly sought after trio, but I only have this one. It doesn't matter that it's been caved in here. Like, do I have to say it's a freaking teeny beanie. It's worth like $1. Where are you getting this price? No, actually, look. I'm looking at it again, like, because like regular Liberty is not worth anywhere near this either. It's like, 10, $15 maybe at best. There is the Summer Olympics version, which is worth a lot more. Is there any way they thought that this was that? If so, they were incredibly off base, but okay. Okay, now we have one just called People Can't Read. I imagine I'm going to get really mad at this one. What do we got? Oh, good, it's Princess again. Just found these Beanie Babies in my grandmother's collection. I've found valuations ranging from all over the place. I was trying to grasp more half. Thank you. Okay, looking at the photos. PE pellets, made in China. $10. That's all you gotta know. Princess Bear is very valuable. That's what I read, but I don't know. Please read the Princess article for information. Autumn's editing again. Okay, so this person... Oh, I'm following the post. I found 5 totes of beanies. I want to know this one too. And yeah, here was me posting the thing. It's just, and if you look at the order of posts here, I did this one 2 days ago. I answered the question. What is this worth? It's worth $5. Here's the article that breaks it down more if you care about that. This person just ignores my post completely. Like, oh, this one's worth a lot. And then this one's like, oh, I thought so too. Read my post. And then this person pops in. Oh, I'm wanting to know too. Asshole, it's right here. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Okay. Vaguely remember this one. Someone explained this pink fleece the sheep. So, this is, yeah, it's supposed to be white. This one's pink. Now, here's the possible answers. A, they made a rare pink version, and it's so rare that it's not documented anywhere on the internet. Or B, somebody dyed it. So, yeah, dyed by the previous owner. Some dye job. Can you tell? Because there aren't any pink ones. And then, yeah, here we go. The original poster... Like, the colors here are supposed to indicate, like, who's who. Okay, I'll explain it. I dyed her with some red paint. I wanted to see what you guys would say if I posted her, as if I found her like this. So you lied. Why am I being downvoted for telling people what it is? Because you lied. If you get upset by someone posting about a pink Beanie Baby, you need to evaluate yourself. Why did you do it? No, it wasn't a huge deal. You weren't trying to, pass it off as some really rare thing and trying to sell it. But, you came here like, oh, someone tell me what this is. And then you're like, I gotcha. It was actually me. It's like, okay, you didn't have to do that, though. Like, that was kind of dumb. Yeah. I didn't lie to anyone. The explanation is right there. I said, someone explain this. It's such a weird post. People are weird. I'm looking at my list. Sorry, I lost track where I was. Oh, I think I skipped ahead, actually. Yeah, okay, I missed a few. Okay, we're back to scam, actually. Besides uncommon, which beanies are in demand? Starting to think none of them are worth much. Okay, I'm not reading this. What a rip-off scam tie is. This person comes in. It's not really a rip-off. They were never guaranteed to have future monetary value. It's just supply and demand. No, it was a rip-off scam. I didn't stutter, and in no way was it a debate either. This person, someone pissed in their Cheerios, apparently. Seen this sentiment plenty of times. That, ooh, Thai is this evil company because they promised us that these were going to be worth a ton of money one day. They didn't promise shit. Again, I'm repeating myself, as I always do, but, here's the thing. They were a toy company. They were producing stuffed animals. That was it. They had no further aspirations. Then, through some weird stroke of luck, around 1996, people started getting really into these. And it wasn't because of anything Thai did. They just started taking off. And, the market went crazy. And being, a company in a capitalist society, they're like, oh shit, people are buying our stuff a lot more. We better produce more. And maybe start, making more designs more frequently than we used to. And, do a little bit more to kind of drum things up. And so they did. And the market continued to go crazy. At no point did the company ever say, buy our stuff because it's going to be valuable one day. That was the secondary market doing that. That was not Thai. And so if you're going to get mad at anybody, get mad at the people who made there's a book out there that's like, oh, here's going to be the projected values for the future, and everything's crazy high. And it's like, okay, that's probably not going to happen. But you can't even really fault the price guides that existed either, that are like, here's what stuff's selling for now, because those were accurate. That's what they were buying, people were buying them for. And yeah, the market crashed. It was gonna happen. But no, it was a rip-off scam. They made me buy their stuff, and now I'm mad. And going back to the original post here, besides the uncommon ones, which are in demand, I feel like that's a stupid question. There's some that are common that are in demand, I guess. I don't know if I would count Princess, because people aren't buying it, they're just trying to sell it. But, there's popular ones that people buy, like Peace, I guess. And it's not uncommon, but I don't know, man. It's just a weird question. Oh god, is this going to be the same thing as the one I just read a few minutes ago? Do any of the Princess Diana bears have any value? Some do. This is one of the common ones. Following. Bro, I posted the answer. There's a link. You can look at the info yourself. What do you mean you're following? Are you waiting for someone to answer the question? Like I did? Hate people, man. Twigs errors. Anyone know what tag errors to look out for on Twigs? Boy, if we haven't seen this one a million times. Tag errors don't matter because they were mass-produced and all have the same errors. I just want to know what they are. I don't care if they matter. There aren't any. So, I'm not going to read all this out loud. You can read it if you want to. But, it's so dumb. What do you mean? If you can't find them yourself, then they're probably not there. Especially if you're given this answer they were mass-produced and they all have the same ones. I kind of resent the wording on that because I don't like that people are when you see something like the space at the end of the poem before the exclamation point, and they're like, oh, well, that's a common mass-produced error. It's it's really not an error at all. That's just how they printed it. They intended that. It's literally not one. But then people will be like, oh, no, it's common error. It's I'd rather have you say it's common than it's not, but I'd still prefer that you don't claim it's something it isn't anyway. But yeah, this person's like, oh, they're mass-produced. They all have the same ones. Oh, I want to know what the errors are. Okay, if they all have the same ones, and you're looking at yours and you don't see any, maybe they're not there. Just a thought. Alright, we got stretch errors. I bet this is going to be so different from the other one. Some questions regarding the two babies below. It's my understanding that Stretch the Ostrich can be very rare, dependent on possible tag errors. No, nobody's... I mean, I was going to say nobody's ever said that. That's not true. Of course somebody said that. Also, hello, Reflection. I also have Spangle. Unsure if he's been doing it. A lot of misinformation online. There are no errors to be concerned about for Stretch, or for the majority of Beanie Babies, though there are a few exceptions. It's a common Beanie. Are there any exceptions for Stretch in particular? No. He just said no. He said there are none to be concerned about on this one. You got your answer. Don't ask it again. How much is this? Where is it? There's one called, yeah, how much is it worth? How much is it worth? Someone... Again, I don't even know what this is in response to. It doesn't matter. Person A asking about something that somebody else has posted. How much is it worth? Another person responds to them. How much is it worth? First person answers, I don't know. It's beautiful. It's... I'm imagining this playing out in, like, you know, these people are meeting in person. And it's just like, you know, somebody's, I don't know, like they're at like at a flea market or something, and they're looking at this thing and they're like, how much is this? And someone comes up next to them and they're like, how much is this? And they're like, well, I don't know. It's just, oh, we don't know. I'm going crazy, but it's really funny to me that stuff like this happens. Oh no, we're so sad that we don't have this information. Somebody please help us. Alright, Princess Errors, that's one that we already did, right? Oh, nope, it's a different one. Keys can be expensive if you look for errors on tags. The only time errors are considered is what the princess from what I've heard on here, not a sentence. I've got quite a few of different ones that have errors. I got one that has sold for 30k. No, you don't. Please tell me what errors are on princess so I can shoot myself. Alright. Next was the pink fleece. We already did that one. Okay. Buy them yourself. Just testing the waters, comma, for this item, comma, I've been doing my research, but I'm still, comma, unclear on pricing, comma, so let me know. Negotiations are open. There's an error. They left a space. So yeah, here's a weenie. It's Gen 5. It's common. I don't know what else to say about it. He's a common 5th generation beanie. Goes for 2 to 5. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Here's another group saying all the time that your beanie has no value, yet they're always willing to take them off your hands for a few dollars. Not much confidence in this group either. You're welcome to buy them and try to turn a profit yourself if you're confident that we're undervaluing them. I'm sure a 911 call can get you in touch with the people you need to speak to. In hindsight, you're a fucking idiot. Okay, so... this was incredibly unwarranted. But yeah, it's... so this guy's just claiming crap. He's just like, you know, oh, this group has got to be scamming. I know they are, because they're saying that stuff isn't worth much. And because they're saying that, I'm now going to invent this scenario that they are actually buying stuff up for cheap and reselling it and making a bunch of money. Because, of course they are. Haha, I figured it out. Like, you're a dumbass. I don't know what you're talking about. And then, you know, I call this guy out on his jackassery. What is this supposed to mean? I don't get what this means. Yeah, I've been watching this group, a few others about a year. There's always telling or saying that your beanie isn't worth much. They'll gladly take them off your hands for a few dollars. Is that actually happening, or are you making stuff up? Meanwhile, they're listing your beanies on other pages for quite a bit of profit. No, we're not. Again, like, give me a good counter to this. If you're so sure that this is what's happening, then frickin' buy it yourself. The next one on the list is Dumb Turkey. I'm going to skip that one and come back to it. I think that's the one we're going to end on. Alright, next is just no. Not know what, but no. Question, did the original Beanie Babies have any value if they do not have their tag? No. No what? Not much value. Is it because there's no heart tag? Yes. Plain and simple. Now, I will clarify here that it depends on the situation. In most cases, this would be true. Yeah, if it has no tag, it's not going to have much value. I have some tagless beanies in my collection that cost me, like, up to $100. And that's because that if they did have the tag, they would be worth several $100s. And so without it, they're worth less, but they're still really rare. And so it's like a budget option, basically. But that's only for ones that are really rare. Most of them, not rare. So we're talking about going down from $5 to $1. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Alright, colors. These are so cute, but why are they different colors, all of them? That's how tie-dye works. I have same issues. So we have apparently not one, but two people that don't understand that when you're tie-dyeing fabric, they're going to come out different. Believe it or not, they did not make one of these and then put it in a cloning machine. Come on, people. I have same issues. Alright. I remember this next one. This one also is insane to me. Where is it? It's Scottsdale. I can't. Yeah, here we go. Issy, Santa Barbara, 225 plus shipping. So let me explain a little bit before we go on here. This is a bearer that was made for the Four Seasons Hotel. It seems like a very specific, weird thing to have a beanie for, and it is. But it's because Ty Warner bought up the hotel chain, I think. And so, when they made this, they printed it with a bunch of different locations. You can see on here it says Santa Barbara, and it says it inside this tag also. I think there's like 60-something different cities. It's everywhere that they have this particular hotel chain. And it's one of those things, like, I don't collect this one because it's past the generation that I care about. And even if I did, I might have to kind of draw a line here because the bears are not different in any other way other than just having the different city listed. So you're basically, you're just going to have a collection of 60 of the same thing, but they have a different word on it. But some of them are a lot rarer than others, and Santa Barbara is the rarest one. So this price they're asking for is actually accurate. That's what people tend to buy it for. So they have this. Damn, I wish I had it. It's the only one I'm missing. Do you need Scottsdale? No, only Santa Barbara. Do you need more schooling? They said this one is the only one they're missing. How could that possibly mean they need this one? Reading comprehension. Okay. Where's Spunky? Oh, we got a long one here. I see we had to cite a source at some point. I'm looking forward to it. Just wondering what it's worth. It's a 1997 Spunky Beanie Baby with the error tag. The error tag, of course. So I'm like, worth $3. Didn't specify what the error is. I have to assume it's a normal tag. It doesn't have any errors that I'm aware of. I've seen online they're worth between this 500, 700 with an error on the tag and the PE pellets. And, yep, here's their post. or here's their proof, is look, I found this eBay listing that is listing it for this much. First, you said 5 to 700. This one says 8, but okay. Very rare, retired with tag errors. Okay. And it doesn't, yeah. What a shock. This isn't explaining what the error is either, because it doesn't frickin' exist. And yeah, so I tell them this doesn't matter. And they're also saying, like, oh, they're worth this much with PE pellets. And I had to explain, like, it's the more common one. Dude, Spunky has 2 commonly known errors, being being spaced at the end to a extra K, and it being an error tag from a 97 series. I don't know, you can say it's worth nothing. They only got 2 commoner errors in the PE pellets. I can see this page isn't going to be no help at all. And here's other people basically just, yeah, saying what I'm saying. God. I love this post, though. Like, you know, this is what always happens, is they come in and they're just like, oh, I wonder what it's worth. What could it be? I just don't know. And then you tell them, and they're like, oh, well, actually, look, I have proof, and I know everything. Look, it has an extra K. Like, bro, tell me what the hell you're talking about, please. Why are you suddenly an expert when you didn't know anything before? I hate when people do that. Okay, these next 2 are going to be, yeah, we've got 2 more. These are going to be a fantastic way to end, I think. Anyone know how much the Beanie Baby Curly goes for? I'm sure it's not much. I have 25 of them that I want to get rid of. Well, you have 25, so it's probably not very rare, but yeah. And what could we possibly have in response to this? You're lucky to get $1, $1.50 in a rummage sale. Nobody's buying that shit anymore, baby. Beanie Babies are not worth anything. It's just the first on the internet. Give me your grandkids all you can do, old guy and his dog. Buy gold and silver. Well, now buy silver and gold a bite. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm Graham. I'm old guy rambling right now. Buy silver or copper. You can't buy gold anymore. The price got too damn high. Silver's going to go way up. It used to be on the coins. We was younger. Now buy copper. Copper is pretty cheap. In 20 years, copper for your grandkids is going to be worth the money. Beanie Babies, throw them out. Beautiful. I wish I could do a good Boomhauer voice. Buy silver, copper, can't buy gold anymore. Dang old price got too dang high. Stuff's going way up. And we been coins, man. We get younger now. Copper, man. It's pretty cheap, man. 20. Just like, what are you talking about? Diarrhea of the mouth. Oh, it's so good. All right. And our next one is very similar. We've got dumb turkey. Some dumb turkey. Some dumb little stuffed turkey. Think he be having beans or something up in there. Little bird feel like a hacky sack. Claims his name be Gobbles. I ain't never heard of no Gobbles before last week, so I be selling him. He was randomly here for brunch one morning, so I decided to feed him, but he just ain't left. He even tried to swing on me one morning when I woke him up, so I had to parry his attack and counter with a swift and beautifully executed karate chop of my own, stunning him with my lightning-fast reflexes and repelling him backwards. Where said chop landed, a small crease was formed on the swing tag, forever a scar to hopefully remind him that assault is frowned upon. I reckon he's easily still worth several $1,000s, but I really just want this dude out of my house, so I'm gonna let him go cheap. I don't appreciate this fool living all up in here rent-free, trying to be getting physical with me, and he can't even be bothered to contribute to supper or nothing. He got a job and ain't got no bills, but he ain't be helping me with nothing around here. My hospitality is over. Start the bidding at $10. I'll pay for his bus ticket so you ain't gotta worry about that. I commend this post. It's so good. You know, this is how to sell your beanies. It's, you know it's common. You're making fun of the inflated prices online, and, you know, you just go for it. Like, this, the backstory for it getting the crease on the tag is so good. I hope this guy sold it. I hope he sold it for more than he was asking. I'm glad I saved this one for last. This one's freaking glorious. So I don't really know how to end this video then. You know, there'll probably be more of these in the future. I could just say that this is a trilogy and we'll never see more, but I'm sure we will. I think I've had other ones come up lately. Like, there was the one I was trying to explain earlier about the weird misunderstanding on Reddit where they thought that I posted the thing and I didn't. Like, I've never saved that one, apparently. And maybe just because it was too verbose, but I think I also I knew I was getting full on these, and so I was being a little more selective with which ones I saved. But now that I've gotten through this batch, I guess I'll start saving up batch 4, and I'll see you in like another year or something. I don't know. But yeah, these are fun. It's always good to just make fun of people and just rant about stupid bullcrap.